Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me once again. Today I want to talk to you about areas of your life that you might need to change if you're feeling pretty negative. So this ties in with my last video covering my breakdowns, where I discussed how I was consumed by negativity and I was rolling in it like a pig in shit. So that's kind of where I want to get us to, right? So we're in that headspace, okay? Just to understand where we're at with this and how to implement changes as you go through. So I'm hoping by the end of this video, you're going to understand A, if you actually need to change anything, and B, you might actually understand what you need to change. So hold tight and I'm going to bring it to you now. You've ever felt really negative, so you know you just can't get up in the morning without seeing all of the negatives around you, and maybe somebody has said to you before, I know my mum has said this to me before, that person isn't a good influence for you, you shouldn't be hanging around with them, or you really shouldn't be eating that, it's really bad for you. Or they might be telling you that you're heading down the wrong path. Now if you hear all of these and they're echoes in your ears, that means that there's basically wrong energies around you. So if those statements are true and you're hearing your mum say that to you or your friends say that to you, then please listen on, because I hope this is really going to help you. Number one on the list, your health. So your health really comes in second to everything, I can imagine. It has done for me, and it has done for a lot of people that I see around me, where they just don't put themselves first. They put everybody else in front of them and they forget about their health. Now, if you're forgetting about your health, you're forgetting about you, which means that you will be no longer if you don't take a step back and start putting yourself first. So if you're noticing that you've got aches and pains and you're groaning when you're getting up and you're just aching, you're tight, you're not like you used to be, you know. And if you feel like you're not getting enough sleep, if you feel like, oh, I just only had like 3 hours of sleep last night and you're a walking zombie, chances are, guys, you need to look at your health and you need to look at your routine in order to change something that's going to make you feel more revitalized and actually alive. For once. Do you exercise? If you don't exercise, you're gonna get so tense, you're gonna get so achy because your muscles are like fucking rock solid. Do you know what I mean? They're just, oh, hang on, door. Where was I, guys? I've no idea what I was talking about now. Amazon, as usual, you know. Right, where were we? Exercise. So, do you guys exercise? If you're not exercising, that's where you really need to start. I would suggest that just an hour's exercise, even 20 minutes, guys. Just something to get you active, to get you moving, to get your blood pumping, and ultimately to make you a little bit healthier. Now, it might be hard work. It's going to be hard work. To get started in exercise, it can be serious hard work. But once you get going and once you attend the classes or attend gym or do your workouts at home, sorry, I need to catch my breath. Just run up the stairs and I'm like, whew. But once you get started with those classes or once you get started with your exercise, running, whatever it may be, I promise you, it will get easier. It will get easier every step of the way, and you will be thanking your lucky stars, and you'll be thanking me for pointing you in that direction. I promise you. I'm going to link to my mum's classes because I kid you not, she's incredible. Her classes are amazing. She knows her shit, and I honestly urge you all to give her classes a go. So I'm going to link to her down below so that you can sign up to her classes, and I'm sure that she will be more than happy to have you all. It's online, so it's a lot easier. You're not face to face. You can have your camera on or you can choose to have it off. But ultimately, you can try it at home. So you don't even need to go out. You don't need equipment. She does use equipment, but you don't need equipment. So you can just do it from the comfort of your own home. On the rug, You don't even need a mat, really. Do you know what I mean? So give it a go. You've got nothing to lose, and you never know, you might actually enjoy it, and by the end of it you might go, I'm actually going to sign up for the month. And then you sign up for the month, and by the end of the month you go, oh my God, I feel amazing. I can actually do 20 more reps than I did last time. And actually you see yourself, you see the progression, and you see how well you're doing. So ultimately, give it a go. That's it. That's all you need to do. Once you have set yourself up with the exercises and you're in a good routine with it, you're doing it 3 or 4 times a week, maybe more, depending on how into it you are and how much you want to do it. Start small and increase as you go and build yourself up. But once you've got to that point where you're building yourself up and you feel like you're being challenged in that area, then you can start looking at the food that you're eating and actually your diet and what foods you're putting into your body, and actually how those foods act in your body and how they actually replenish you, how they actually work for you. I mean, I'm no nutritionist and I have no idea when it comes to food. I just make sure I eat. After being anorexic, I just make sure I eat. Now I'm actually eating regularly. I am now starting to look at my diet, and I am trying to I actually do HelloFresh, so we get HelloFresh every single week. But I started HelloFresh because I was like, my other half was so into eating pizzas, chips and chicken nuggets and just processed crap that my body was craving healthy food. And so I decided that I was going to go to HelloFresh because it would introduce new foods into our diet, and it'd also open up his palate, and actually I'd get to know what he likes and what he doesn't like, because he's a serious fussy eater, and as much as I adore him, that's the one thing that irritates the hell out of me is somebody who's really fussy with their food. Because I'm not. I will eat anything that is good for me. So, it's one of those things. But I love him anyway, so that's all that matters. Your job. Right, so now in my eyes ever since I was a little girl, really, I understood your job as to be the thing that you love the most, the thing that you really want to do every single day, the thing that gets you up in the morning to go to work and be in a positive mindset and be excited about what the day's going to bring. So my job to me has always been paramount. I've always wanted to have a job that suits me and that works with my lifestyle. And so when I originally went into sales, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be my thing. This is awesome. I was good at communicating. I was good at talking to people, and I knew that I would do good in that industry. Now, at the time, I had been through one of my breakdowns, so I struggled with it, and my mind just doesn't work very well in that kind of environment. So I needed a change. And my other half had been saying to me, oh, you should come and work where I work. You should come and work where I work. And he was always poaching at that idea. And he was always saying, oh, you should come. It's so much better. It's like, you just go to work, do your job, come home, you forget all about it. So with that in mind, I was so at that point in my head where I was like, I don't want to be defeated. I don't want to step away from this because this was my idea. This was my choice to go down this road, and I don't want to give up. I'm not somebody who gives up easy. So I was like, no, I don't want to give up. And after a lot of gentle persuasion, should I say, my other half convinced me, and I then put my CV forward, and within a heartbeat I got a call back. Went in for my little interview, had the interview. I had to do a demonstration because it's working with machinery and things like that, so I had to learn how to take off a headset, which you guys know nothing about, so I'm not even going to go into that. But anyway, I went through that process and I started a new career within production, believe it or not. Sales, customer facing to production. What's the deal? Didn't get it. Right, but I needed a change. I didn't know what that change was, but I needed a change and I needed more money. So I figured this was you know, a good opportunity. So I gave it my all, and I'm so glad that I did, because I've now been in a few more positions within the company, and it's an amazing company to work for, and I'm just going to leave it there. But what I'm saying is if you feel like you need to make a change with your job, guys, if you are not happy, if you're not gelling with the team, if you're not feeling like you're in a comfortable, happy environment, you're in the wrong place. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but guys, if that's how you're feeling, you're not in the right place. You need to go find something that's going to help you want to get up in the morning and be excited about the challenges that lay ahead. And if it's not giving you that, you need a change. So start looking for another job, I guess. And in these sorts of situations, guys, you can sit like me and ponder for years and sit in a job that you feel like it's not really going anywhere. You might even be under the illusion that it may be going somewhere, but actually the environment doesn't suit you, the work pattern doesn't suit you, it just doesn't fit right with your life. Then you need to rip the band-aid off and just go for another job. Find another position, even if it's within the same company, guys. Just look, because there is opportunities out there. If you just rip the band-aid off, start looking for those jobs. You don't have to tell anyone. Don't tell anyone at work. I would just leave it as that for now, and then, you know, just tell your friends at home that don't work with you, and then, you know, you can at least get a little vent out, get a little excitement out for that new opportunity. But go for it, guys. Honestly, best decision of my life was changing my career and changing the path that I was going down, and the things that I'm into now would never have happened. All of the subsequent things that have happened since then would never have happened if I had stayed in the position I was in. And, you know, that's things like going to Amsterdam on my own, going to Amsterdam with a friend. I went, you know, I've been on holiday a few times in the UK and things like that. I don't think any of that would really have happened if I had stayed in the position that I was in before I went and worked at my other half's work. And it's now coming up roses, and I'm like really fucking excited. So just go for it, guys. Go for it. Just fucking do it. So this is covering your home life and your partner. So your home life is ultimately what you work for in life, isn't it? So when you're going on holiday, who you're going with and things like that, right? You work for this. This is what your life is. So you just go to work, you do that to get the money to pay for this, right? So over here is where you want to be the sweetest you've ever been. You want to be as happy as a pig in shit. You literally just want to be just happy, just really happy and ecstatic, and you know, you just want to enjoy your life at home. You don't want to feel that animosity, you don't want to feel stress at home. At home is your sanctuary. This is where you should be able to be yourself, feel yourself, and be comfortable in your own skin. So if none of that fits with you, and you can't be in your own skin, and you can't be yourself, and you feel like you're treading on eggshells, or you feel like, you know, if you do something wrong that somebody's going to have a go at you, or, you know, you feel all this negativity around you at home, guys, you need to change something. You need to change something. This is not life, I can assure you. Speaking from experience in this area, you don't want to be around that negativity. You just don't, because it will it will sink you into that black hole that I talked about in my last video. It will pull you in, and you'll get comfy again, and you'll just go, all right, I'm just going to stay here because there's no point, because nobody listens to me. So what's the point? So guys, that's the point when you go for counselling. That's the point where you actually look at the situation around you and you decide whether it can be sorted or not. And if it can't be sorted then and there, or at least if it can't be sorted just by you, then you need to involve your partner. And if it's your partner that is causing that stress, then you need to sit down together and you need to have an adult conversation and air your views and your opinions. And I know it's hard, believe me, I know it's hard, but you've got to try and stay calm in that. You know, as soon as they start flipping off the handle, don't rise to it. Just accept what they're saying, but just, there's no argument. I'm here to listen. I want to understand why you feel this way towards me. I want to understand why you treat me this way, so that we can find out a way of getting around this and making it a better place and a better environment for both of us. We both want to be happy, and if we're not working like this, then we need to do something about it. So working together in that is ultimately gonna make for a better communication. It's gonna make for a better environment for both of you. But sometimes you do need to know when to quit. If it's not working and it's not been working for a long time, and you have tried this, you've tried sitting there talking to them, you've tried to get on their level and understand how they feel and why they feel this way, or you've even expressed that they might need counselling or that they might need some assistance from a doctor, it's one of those things you kind of have to go, okay, I've done enough. I've done what I can do without hurting myself. I've done what I can do without bringing myself down and compromising my own mental health. So you do have to have that kind of give and take. And if there isn't that give and take, and it's all one-sided, and you feel like you're putting loads into this and you're not getting anything back, you need to have that discussion. And you might need to have, a reevaluation of the situation and how it's moving forward. And ultimately what your future is going to look like. Because your future is your future and their future is their future. So you have to either decide that you're going to create that future together, or you're going to go off on, separate journeys and live your own lives. So make the decision wisely. Make sure that you consider all of the options. Make sure that you talk to the person that you love and communicate. Just communicate how you're feeling and just try and keep calm, because I know, believe me, I know it's really hard to stay calm, but it's amazing how you can actually get to a conclusion as long as you stay calm. So as long as you take that control and stay calm, then hopefully you'll be able to reach a conclusion, because they won't have anywhere to go. Now this is a really good point. So when I worked in a customer service centre, my trainer said to me that the best way to deal with aggressive callers is to get calmer. Just get calmer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is there anything that I can do to help you? And you calm down. You just calm down. And they could be screaming at you. I used to have, honestly, the amount of people that used to call through to our lines, they'd be screaming at us down the phone. I've been called all sorts of names. But honestly, we would get that on a daily basis. And when we did get that, we would have to stay calm. And we would have to stay professional and together. So I had good practice because I had it on a daily basis where I had to stay calm. But I am living proof that when you go up like that, you can stay like this, but you just have to be in control. So you have to just not take anything they say personally and just try and get to the reason that they treat you the way that they treat you. Anyway, enough about that. Let's move on to the next thing. Your friends and your family. Right, so they say that friends are the family you choose, right? But your family are too, because if they are treating you any different to how a good friend should treat you, then you shouldn't be really humouring it. Just leave them to it. Just let them get on with it, because it's just not worth it. Like, I have had situations in my life where I've had to push family members away so that I can sort myself out, so that I can put my head back on, and so that I can get my counselling and I can work through my problems in my head and understand why I feel certain ways. So I had to do that. There was no two ways about it. I had to push those people away. And as much as it hurt me, and as much as it really did, it proper hurt, I didn't want to push these people away. But because there was not any communication there, and these people are going off the handle, and I'm not able to communicate how I'm feeling, and because they're going up, I'm going up, and then all of a sudden it's a massive argument, it just wasn't working. It wasn't working. So I was just like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. have no energy for it apart from anything. So I walked away. I went to my counselling and I, sorted myself out. And I tried to work through the issues with somebody that would help me understand it without talking to the person that caused me those issues. So sometimes you do have to do that. Sometimes you do have to go, look, I just need time on my own. But I'm just here to tell you guys that you have permission. You have permission. You can go and walk away from a family member, a friend, whoever it is that's wronged you, and you can walk away with your head held high because you know you're doing it for yourself. You know you're doing it for you. If you need to get out of a toxic situation because ultimately being there is putting you in a hole and it's making you feel crap and it's fucking up with your mental health, then guys, get yourself out. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, sit there and do it, because that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. If somebody is being toxic towards you, honestly, just walk away. I mean, I've titled this as your friends and your family, but ultimately this is anybody who does you wrong. So this doesn't even have to be a friend, if it's just, I don't know, some woman down at the school gates that keeps giving you evils or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, just get a life. Fucking move on. They don't, you do not need that in your life. It's so petty, believe me. There is all these stupid little arguments and people are getting hurt in the process because other people are toxic and other people have been through trauma but won't deal with it. They won't go to the counsellor. They won't go to the doctor. They won't go and talk about their issues. So they deflect it and they put it onto you. So whenever somebody is reacting in a heated way, it's because of their own personal issues. I can assure you that is 100% fact, because people don't treat other people like, I was going to say see you next Tuesday then. I won't say that because that's like, it is one of my favourite words, but I'm not going to say it because that was just really naughty. But you're not going to work well with these twats that are, sucking the life out of you. If they're gonna come at you with negativity, just brush them off. I don't need this. It's all their own personal issues. So believe me, you don't need it in your life. If it's coming your way, it's only because you look as though you are an easy target and it feels like they can put that on you and that you'll accept it. But as soon as you go, I ain't accepted this, I'm walking away, they won't know what to do. They genuinely won't know what to do. So do it. Just walk away. Just walk away if you need to, obviously. I'm not going to sit here and tell you walk away from your mum who brings you dinner every Sunday. Of course I'm not. If they're being toxic, okay, if they're being toxic, they're being horrible to you for no reason at all, that is when you need to go, why are you treating me this way? And if you feel like you can stand there and have those conversations and deal with the situation like I talked about with your partner or whatever, if you have that situation and you can talk to that person, you can have that conversation, then have that conversation. Remain calm. Deal with it. But if you can't and they're not listening to you, there's only one way to deal with it. Just walk away. Just walk away. Material possessions. So these are things that essentially when you die you can't take them with you. So they're just, things. They're just things. They're taking up space and they're taking up energy as well. So I am at the moment, and I've probably been saying this for the last God knows how many years, but I am in the phase of a clear out, right? So I'm going through my clothes, and actually because now I've started a job in the office, I'm now wearing my own clothes rather than the company clothes. So I have now had to go through all my clothes, buy new clothes, go through it. Oh mate, honestly, I have bought so many new clothes that I'm like, yeah, I might wear it. And it's just because I need clothes to wear to work. So I've just gone out and bought a load of clothes that I might not even bloody wear. And they're just sitting in my bloody cupboard. So anyway, they're all sat there and I'm like, am I ever going to actually wear these? And our house is really, really small. We have a 2 up, 2 down house. It's really, honestly, we have like three cupboards. There's one my other half uses for his clothes. We've got an airing cupboard which is used for the hoover and the ladder to the loft and blah blah blah. And then we've got the pantry downstairs, which is obviously for food. So that's all our storage really. In the house, that is all we have. And we're now sort of padding it out with units and things like that to try and make it a little bit more of a clutter-free zone. Now, the problem is with me is I'm a little bit of a hoarder. And I get really sentimentally attached to objects, especially if somebody has bought it for me. So I have like around my house, I have like loads of little knicky-knacky things that, you know, I have a picture, which you can't actually see because it's behind my backdrop. But I've got a picture that my little brother gave me, and I've been called Tinkerbell ever since I was born. And he framed Tinkerbell for me and put a little note in it. And I have that hanging on my wall, and I've had it since, I mean, he probably was about 5 or 6 when he made it, and I've still got it. Sorry, he's now, what, 22? He's 23 this year, and I've still got it. And it's little nicky-nacky things, like, I just can't get rid of them, because I'm like, oh, my little brother got me that. Oh, my mum got me that. Oh, my brother got me that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. I just get so attached, and then I can't get rid. And then I'm like, yeah, well, I don't really use it, but, you know, it was special. Somebody bought it for me. It's special. So I have, like, a real emotional attachment to objects. And it does get to a point where I'm like, seriously, Jay, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just thing. It's just thing. You know that they love you. They bought it for you, right? That's nice, lovely. Now you can get rid of it because you don't use it. You don't need it. You could give it to somebody who actually might use it. So that's where I'm at the moment anyway. That's what I'm kind of doing. I'm going through all of our just bits and bobs that are everywhere and just trying to sort it all out. And honestly, every time I sort something out, it's like a win. It's such a win because I feel like, oh, I've got rid of loads of stuff and it's gone. I don't have to think about it now. It's gone. And, you know, hell, you might even go to like a car boot or something like that. Go to a car boot sale or chuck them up online. You know, you could actually make a little bit of money from the stuff that you actually bought that you never use, or, you know, the presents that you don't use anymore. You know, things like that. So this is a good way that, I mean, when you're selling stuff online, I hate selling stuff online because I feel really pressured to get it sent out, and then I freak out and then it ends up not getting sold. So it's one of those things that I much prefer just giving it to charity, or just, you know, selling it at a car boot or something like that, because it's then and there, it's done. There's no bloody like apps to go in, and there's no emails and blah, blah, blah. So I don't like to sell things online, but I do like to go to car boots and things like that. So that's a way that you can detox, right? So ultimately, I'm using the home edit. So I don't know if you guys have ever watched this, but the home edit is on Netflix, and I absolutely adore the show because it helps me get into an organising frame of mind, really. So they say that you should have categories. So if you need, let's say, okay, so let's use my desk downstairs. So my desk downstairs needs to be a multi-functioning area. I've got my crafts going on down there. I've got my resin. I've got all of my crochet, my workstation for when I'm working at home, and it's my editing station and my photography station, and everything else that I need to do at a desk, it is at that desk. Now, the area around it is not fantastic. I mean, like I say, I've only got a 2 up, 2 down house. It's really, really small in here. But I'm trying to utilise the space a little bit better. So we're looking at desks. We're trying to figure out a better desk to go there that has actual storage in the desk, and has a small space that I can actually work at. But we're also looking at where all of my stuff needs to go. Now, I've currently got my desk. Okay, I have a unit on my desk which is for like stationery bits and things like that. I have a 3-drawer like mini chest of drawers that is in the living room, and that is again all of my notepads, all of my stationery bits, and a few bits and bobs for my vlogging and my photography. And then I have a unit downstairs which I have the bottom half of it, and that again has all of my photography stuff in there. And my crafting stuff, I don't even know where that is. I think some of it's at my friend's house, and then some of it's up on top of the unit here, and it's just bloody everywhere. So my idea is that I want to get all of those bits and bobs in one place so that I can just reach for it, pull it out, put it all away, and it's done. I don't have to go, oh yeah, I'll just leave it out, it's all right. Because it never gets put away. And if there's not a home for it, if it's not all in that space, it's not going to get put away, and it will just end up with clutter everywhere. So in order for me to have a clean mind, I need to have a clutter-free house. I really do. And at the minute, I'm not at that. So I'm like, I need to do this, right? Because it's not bringing me any joy. If anything, it's stressing me out. So guys, if you've got clutter around the house, if you've got things that you've accumulated over time and things that you're maybe a little bit emotionally attached to, it's my I don't know, it's my idea that if you cleanse yourself of these things and just go, okay, well, we don't need it. Actually, somebody else could use that. And you donate it to somebody, or, you know, you could give it to a charity or something like that. You feel better about yourself if you're doing it that way. So if there is things that you need to get rid of them. But do it in a way that makes you feel accomplished. It makes you feel like, yes, I've done something good here. And it's not just taking it to the tip. It's not just chucking it in the bin, you know? So have a look. See if there's anything that you feel like isn't bringing you any joy. And if it isn't, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Just rip the band-aid off and just go, right, it's done. It's out the door. It's going in the bin. And if you're like me and you need to be reminded of these things, it might be an idea to just like dump everything in the front seat of your car, in the passenger seat, so that you know it's there. It needs to go to the bin. It needs to go to the tip. It needs to go to the charity shop, whatever. It's there, you know it needs to go. So next time you go out in your car, you'll be like, oh yeah, I need to drop that off. And you'll take it and drop it off. Because then it's done. It's done. You don't have to worry about it. Detox! Right guys, I have whizzed through that and I hope it all makes sense. My videos are probably going to end up a little bit longer now just because they're all over the place. But I'm working on a new routine and I'm trying to work out a better way for me to plan my videos. So I'm hoping that now that I've done it this way, it's going to start making more sense and I'm not going to be too hodgepodge and all over the place. But guys, this video really was just to give you an insight into the things in your life that you might need to look at to change, and things that you can change, things that I've changed, things that I am changing, you know, and ultimately the changes that you do need to make to have a happy life. So if you want to make any changes, guys, let me know, because I more than likely have changed something similar. So please do let me know and I will be more than happy to be your cheerleader. I promise you, I will. I don't know who's going to message me, so I can't say your name, but yeah, these are my pom-poms. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so these are the areas that I look at, guys. These are the areas that really I delve into. If I feel like I'm not happy, there's something wrong. And I don't like that. So I look at these areas to find out what it is that I need to change, and I change it. It might be a little bit here and a little bit there. It might not be anything at all. It might just be, oh, my mindset is just fuzzed today. But if that's the case, then I know it's my fuzzed mindset. So I will just carry on and take it in my stride and just wait for tomorrow. And if I feel the same tomorrow, I will then start delving and start looking into the situation and what I need to change in order to make myself happy. So guys, I hope that's really helped. I really, really do. And if you've got any questions, let me know, as always. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I only have a few subscribers at the moment, so I do want to boost that as much as possible. So if you do find this useful, if you found any of my videos useful, please subscribe to my channel. And make sure you comment. Let me know what you think of my videos. And I will, I will see you all really soon, I guess. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. And as always, subscribe. Subscribe.